I am the current ACC Kentucky president, and on behalf of our organization, we want to thank you for being a part of this year's conference. The American Council of Engineering Companies of Kentucky is proud to say that we have been a partner and participant in this event since the beginning. This is our 27th conference, almost 3 decades. And I've attended all but the first one, so I've sort of grown up with this conference. This annual event is always an exciting time for the transportation community because it allows us to reflect on our successes and look out over the horizon for new innovations and upcoming challenges. I would like to mention that our attendance was strong this year at 861 in person with 130 virtual. So we are essentially back at pre-COVID numbers, and that's a good thing. I want to kind of explain a little bit what ACC is and the value that we want to present is we are a business association of the nation's engineering industry. ACC member firms drive the design of America's infrastructure and built environment, and the thought leader driving the delivery of valued engineering and other professional services for a better Kentucky and a better world. Founded in 1906, ACC is a national federation of 52 state and regional organizations representing almost 600,000 engineers, land surveyors, architects, and other specialists nationwide. On a national level, ACC is the #1 PAC in the engineering industry and considered the top 3% overall PAC in Washington, D.C. ACC is headquartered in Washington, D.C. and has a strong presence with a new office downtown and a townhouse near the Capitol for networking and fundraising. And if you have a townhouse near the Capitol in Washington, you have arrived. Without going into a tremendous amount of detail, you can see by the slide that we are a pretty far-reaching association. This slide represents the breadth of organizations from committees to coalitions to trusts. We have something for everyone and a broad variety of ways for engineering professionals and CEOs to become engaged in groups that can improve their businesses and ultimately their bottom line. The challenge for us moving forward is to figure out where to change and where to keep things that are working for us and to better leverage our engagement to support our priorities as an industry and as an organization. This map depicts how ACC Kentucky fits within the national makeup. ACC Kentucky includes 83 member firms employing more than 2,600 people and is part of an organized state effort that coordinates with our national leadership. The map sort of resembles an electoral college as far as member firms. Kentucky has 83, while California is at 473, Texas 455, and then we have West Virginia at 53 and Arkansas at 43, so we're sort of in that bottom middle half. We are in the South Central region as shown by the gray shaded area, or green shaded area. Our key local source of engagement and advocacy is through our standing committees. Each committee is led by a chairperson and committee members assigned. It is through our committees that we promote our industry and also inform our members of policy changes and upcoming opportunities and challenges. Within our more robust committees, which are essentially kind of the top 4 here, our energy and environment, finance administration, our transportation steering, which I'll get into a little later, and our legislative. Within these more robust committees, we have established task force to research specific interests. For example, our transportation engineering committee focuses on KYTC items, and I'll highlight some of those task force because those are more relevant to this audience. We currently have 6 task force within this committee. Sort of go through those real quick. There's the AASHTO WARE. This is a new bid and estimating package that we're reviewing with KYTC. Of course, alternative delivery is something that's really taken hold now, and that's the new construction procurement methods as far as design build, progressive design build, and CMGC. There's also a new development with Bentley with Open Roads Designer. We're looking at man-hour assessments and how that can impact contract negotiations. We're also looking into digital project delivery. And the last two here are policies that are already in place. We're looking to update those. The roundabout policy, I think Jeff Jasper may have written that back in mid-2000s. Early on, Kentucky wanted to be conservative with the implementation of roundabouts, so they put a lot of restrictions and constraints on when they could be used. And we're looking to kind of lessen that somewhat now that they're sort of out there and the public are used to them. And then the consultant evaluations. This is something kind of close to me because I authored, when I was with KYTC, the consultant evaluations back in 2010. And of course, that was 12 years ago, and they're looking at ways to kind of revamp that and improve that. And then as far as new business, things we hope to do in the near future is to establish a formal committee rotation schedule. We hope to get more engagement with a rotating committee process. So we would essentially be setting up term limits. Secondly, we'd like to utilize the ACC Research Institute. This research program is located in Washington and was established about 2 years ago to focus on issues stemming from requests from needs from the membership. To date, they have issued 2 reports, one pertaining to QBS. This research verifies the cost benefit of quality-based selections in the procurement of design services. Recently, there's sort of been a move to look at low bid selection for design services. And I think that's mostly coming from local governments because they want to sort of mimic their construction procurement methods. As we know, FHWA funding programs mandate QBS because they have been in business long enough to know that QBS is the most effective means to get the best outcome and product. And then the second report, which is a draft report that they have out, is on design. It's a design build report. It's analysis of alternative delivery methods. Since today, roughly 30 to 40% of project procurement is done by this type of design build. AC has developed a draft report on this topic. Locally, we'd like to look into specialized workshops and groups to investigate many of the items discussed during this conference. Just for example, on day one, KYTC had presentations focused on recruitment and retention of staff. This issue, recruitment, was a big topic when I was down in Washington 2 months ago for orientation. The industry is stressed with the lack of engineers. And even during our ACC board meeting just this past Tuesday, it was mentioned that the number of engineers graduating from college is about the same. Difference is the type of engineers produced has changed. Civil engineers are on the decline, and we need to find a way to address that. And then even today, KYTC will be speaking to electric vehicles. And that again was a major topic in Washington when I was down there. It's something that all the states are looking at. And with these 2 issues, we would like to take a deeper look with KYTC to be a great partner and a sounding board to try to resolve those issues. So now we move into the presentations. The first one will be the Highway Portal Knowledge. Presenters will be Jared Stanley. Jared Stanley is a graduate of the University of Kentucky with a degree in civil engineering. In his 22 years with the cabinet, he has worked in the district and central offices in various roles in construction, maintenance, traffic, and highway safety, and currently is the research coordinator for KYTC. And then we'll have David Moses. David is a professional engineer and land surveyor for the Kentucky Transportation Center with more than 30 years of experience in the transportation industry. His experience includes 7 years in the private sector as a vice president for transportation at Integrated Engineering, now Prime AE Group, and a 20-plus year career at the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, where he served as assistant state highway engineer and chief drainage engineer. David holds a bachelor's degree and master's degree in civil engineering from the University of Kentucky. Jared, Dave.